Danand is a figure whose role in Irish mythology, though somewhat obscure, has drawn attention for its symbolic connections to themes of sovereignty, fertility, and divine authority. Often regarded as a goddess of the land, her importance lies not only in her associations with fertility, but also in her ties to the divine order and the deep spiritual connection between rulers and the land in Celtic thought. Danann's name is sometimes considered a variation of Danu, a primordial goddess who is one of the central figures in Irish mythology, from whom the Tuatha Dé Danann, the race of gods and goddesses, are said to descend. Danu herself is often viewed as the mother of the gods, and her role as the matron of the Tuatha Dé Danann reflects her significant power and presence in the Celtic worldview. Danann, in this context, is sometimes seen as a manifestation or extension of Danu, sharing many of her qualities, particularly those related to the fertility of the land and the importance of the earth's prosperity to the well-being of her people. The fertility of the land is a crucial theme in Celtic mythology, where the well-being of the people was intrinsically linked to the health of the earth. Danann's role as a goddess of fertility positions her as a protector and nurturer of the land. The cycles of growth, harvest, and the changing seasons were central to the lives of ancient Celtic societies, and their prosperity was tied to the land's ability to provide. Danann's influence ensured that crops grew, animals thrived, and the community was able to sustain itself. Her power, therefore, was not just symbolic but practical, as the success of the harvest and the land were seen as direct manifestations of her favor. In many Celtic traditions, the concept of sovereignty is closely tied to the land itself. The ruler of a kingdom was believed to derive their power from the land, and their relationship with the goddess of the land was crucial in ensuring the kingdom's stability and prosperity. Danann, as a goddess associated with fertility and the earth, embodies this concept of sovereignty. In some versions of the myth, she is seen as the source of sovereignty for the rulers of the Tuatha Dé Danann, providing them with the divine right to rule. The idea was that the land's health and fertility were intertwined with the ruler's ability to govern, and Danann, as the goddess of the land, played an essential role in maintaining that connection. Danann's association with sovereignty also ties her to the concept of divine authority, a theme that runs throughout much of Irish mythology. In this context, she is seen as a figure whose approval was necessary for the success of the ruler and the land. The ruler's relationship with Danann was a symbolic reflection of the harmony between divine and earthly authority. If the ruler honored the goddess and maintained the balance between the human and divine realms, the land would flourish. But if the balance was disturbed, the consequences could be dire, leading to famine, discord, or chaos. The deeper spiritual and mystical elements of Danann's character also reflect the Celtic belief in the interconnectedness of the natural and supernatural worlds. Like many Celtic deities, she embodies the idea that the divine is present in all aspects of life, from the fertility of the land to the relationships between gods, humans, and the natural world. Danand, in this sense, represents not just the physical fertility of the land, but the spiritual and metaphysical forces that govern the world, ensuring that harmony and balance are maintained. Danann's role as a fertility goddess also connects her to the theme of renewal and transformation. The changing of the seasons, the cycle of life and death, and the rebirth of nature in spring are recurring motifs in Celtic mythology. Danann, as a goddess of fertility, is a symbol of the cyclical nature of life, where death is not an end but a necessary part of the process of rebirth. In the mythology of the Tuatha Dé Danann, the cycle of death and rebirth is reflected in the actions of their gods and goddesses, with each one playing a role in maintaining the balance of the natural world. Danann, by ensuring the fertility of the land, is a crucial part of that cycle, helping to bring forth new life and ensuring that the rhythms of nature continue to unfold. Though Danann's role in Irish mythology is less well documented than some of the more famous gods and goddesses of the Tuatha Dé Danann, her influence and power are undeniable. She embodies the connection between the divine and the earthly, the nurturing and protective qualities of the land, and the deep spiritual forces that govern the cycles of life. Through her, we see the Celtic understanding that the well-being of the people is intimately tied to the health of the land, and that the ruler's ability to govern is tied to their connection with the divine. In conclusion, Danann stands as a powerful symbol of the fertility of the land, the sovereignty of the ruler, and the interconnectedness of the natural and supernatural realms. Her role in Celtic mythology reflects the importance of balance, harmony, and renewal, with her influence extending from the physical realm to the spiritual. As a goddess of fertility and sovereignty, she is a reminder of the deep and sacred connection between the people, the land, and the divine forces that shape the world. Her story may not be as widely known as those of other deities, but her importance in the mythology of the Tuatha Dé Danann and her symbolic representation of the earth's fertility and the divine authority of the ruler ensure that her legacy endures.